Good evening, and welcome back. This is the third of our bedtime tales about Urthos, the world where our story happens. So find your cozy spot one more time, take a slow, deep breath, and let the room grow quiet around you. When you're ready, let me tell you a little bit about some of the places in Urthos. Are you settled in, little one? Good. In the first tale, I told you about a place called Urthos. For the second tale, I shared a little bit about its peoples. For tonight's tale, we'll visit some of its lands. And by lands, I mean places. And places have names, little one. Here on Earth, your town has a name. And so does your street. And so does the park you like. It's the same in Urthos. And when you learn a name, you know a thing a little better. It feels a little more like a friend. So tonight, let's learn them slowly, one at a time. We'll start where the big story starts. Rook's Rest. You've heard me talk a little bit about it already. It's a small settlement up in the high, gentle hills, built on ground that sits above the valley. Water can't reach it. There's a wooden wall around the outside and a great grove of trees in the middle, and smoke rising from chimneys in the evening. It isn't a big place, but it's where the big story begins. And when you hear that name again, you'll know just where you are. Let's take the trail northwest into the deep forest to a place called Derwen Elyll, which takes its name from a great old hollow oak at its center. This is where the wood elves live, among trees so old and so tall that the light comes down in green ribbons. Their homes aren't so much built as grown, shaped gently over long years, so the forest hardly notices. And at the heart of it stands one oak, older and wider than all the rest. The people call it the Derwen Elyll, which in the common tongue means hollow oak. And there's a clearing beside it where the elven children love to play. Further still, many, many days walking beyond the forest, is Anun. That's a city of the high elves, white stone and crystal, with towers climbing up where the mountains meet the sky. On a bright day, they say you have to shade your eyes to even look at it. And do you remember, little one, that I told you some elves love the quiet twilight woods, where evening lingers just a little bit longer? Their home is called Elwyn'Wyl. It's tucked into a deep green gorge, with waterfalls falling down the walls and little bridges crossing over. It's lit with soft violet lights all along the paths and the stairs, gathering up sunshine all day long and giving it back slowly. And they keep tall gray dogs there, so quiet you'd hardly know they were there. Those dogs walk out ahead of travelers across the dark paths and stop and wait wherever the way gets tricky until you can catch up. They like to keep travelers safe. Let's head south now and follow the river a long way down to where the land goes low and soft and green, to the lands of the halflings, Saltfen. Here's a wonderful thing about Saltfen, little one. It's a whole town with not one street in it. It's built over the water in tall, dark posts, so the houses stand above their own reflections. And instead of roads, there are boardwalks and little bridges running from island to island, so a boat can go gliding underneath while you're walking along over the top. And you can even smell Saltfen before you ever see it. Wood smoke and flowers and baking bread and cookies. drifting out over the reeds. If we follow the water further and further still, we'll come at last to the sea and to Stormharbor. That's the big city. Ships come in from everywhere, so many you couldn't count them all. There's a great iron chain stretched across the harbor mouth, each link as thick as a grown man's arm, and the streets climb up the hills in layers, one above the other, all the way from the docks to the very top. Next, let's go all the way back to Rook's Rest, and then north into the crags of the hill dwarves. A good week's travel between the two. That's where the hill dwarves keep their stronghold, watching over the roads, what they call the crag. If you're an honest traveler, they'll open the gate and welcome you in. And past even that, far to the north, is Caradun. Now nobody in Rook's Rest has been to Caradun. They've only heard the tales of mountain dwarves and halls that go down and down and still more down into the very heart of the mountains. Even the grown-ups only know the stories. But one day, little one, perhaps we'll go and see it and the halls of the Mountain King. And last, far away to the south, where the air turns warm and dry, lies the Ashan. That's near where the plains meet the desert. The sand there changes color all day long, gold in the morning, white at noon, and red when the sun goes down. And at night, the stars come out so bright and so many that you can see your own shadow on the ground just by the starlight. There are so many more places still, little one. Down under the waves, out where the tall grass meets the trees, and deep in the warm dark underneath the hills. They have names too, but those are for another night. Now snuggle down and close your eyes and dream of faraway places in a world called Urthos, where someone a lot like you is heading to bed, a light being turned way down, and maybe, just maybe, they're being told a tale of a place called Earth and about you. Sleep well, little one. You're safe here on Earth, and the stars watch over you. Thank you for listening. If your eyes are growing heavy, let them close. If your thoughts are wandering off to story towns and story mountains, let them go. The names will keep. They'll be waiting when you come back. Sleep well and know that you are safe and you are not alone.